I'm going to give you a little insight about my first contract that I did win. It was a laundry company, and
All right, what's up, y'all? This is Raymond with another episode of Building Wealth While Black. Like I said, I want to be the information plug. As I learn new information, I want to take it back and share it with my community. So today, we have a special guest, somebody I met through my journey of government contracting. Actually, I'm just starting getting government contracts and contracting and putting in my first proposal. And I met this young lady, Miss Butler. So I'm going to bring her on here for you guys and let her talk about her experience with government contracting and her background. So it's great to introduce you. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Yes, my name is Miss Butler, and I'm in government contracting, and I won my contract with government contracting, and it was quite a journey. And I just want to give you some insight about government contracting. So, in case you want to step into that field, you would have a little bit more information about what it consists of. I
That's
started
cool.
government. Is that good?
Yeah, you keep going.
Oh, I started government contracting because I wanted to step into a new field and just open up my mind on a whole nother level. And I was at home one day and I was on YouTube, and then I ended up stumbling across some videos where people were winning hundreds of thousands of dollars on government contracting. So I said, okay, let me see what this is about.
Right, right.
But I wanted to be really transparent because I know that when I first got into government contracting, the information that was put out there made me to believe that it was way more easier than what it was, you know? So what I did understand is that government contracting consists of a lot of time. And I just want to be transparent with you so that you're not thinking that you're not doing what you're supposed to, or you're not getting the results that you want because of the lack of something you're doing. No, it's a lot of time. So if you're working and then doing government contracting, you may not see the results that you want as quick as you want because it consists of a lot of time. You have to reach out to people. You even have to have a certain mindset because, like for me, I didn't want to come in with any money. So I had to reach out to companies or go into the industry that consist of services, meaning that services is basically where they do the service and then they get paid. Because in government contracting, it's a lot of different industries. But for me to come in with no money, I knew that I had to get into laundry, janitorial, and things in that nature, security, things where you have to perform the service without any money up front.
Right,
And when you're calling people in those industries, you have to have credibility because you're basically wanting these companies to come and perform a service without getting paid yet. And they have to know that you're credible for that and you know what you're talking about. And when you're first stepping into government contracting, you don't really know all the information that you need to know to have the confidence that you need. So it's very important that you first even work on yourself so that when you're communicating with these people, you will be convincing and make them even want to do what you're asking them to do. Now, I'm going to give you a little insight about my first contract that I did win. It was a laundry company, and I seen it on Sam. The laundry, the solicitation place of performance was in Cincinnati, Ohio. Mind you, I live in Las Vegas, Nevada, right? So I reached out to the laundry companies in Cincinnati, Ohio. And even when I was reaching out to them, they were saying, like, oh, we already gave quotes to 4 or 5 different people. So even in that, your confidence has to be up because a normal person would not even want to put in the proposal because there's so many people that's getting quotes. So you
right,
have yeah, you have to be confident in yourself to know that, okay, that's fine, but I'm going to do what I'm doing, and then shoot, may the best person win, you know.
Right.
So I got my quote. And but one thing I can say is, in the solicitation, and this don't happen all the time, they put that they were willing to pay $249,000. So I had, yeah, I had a price already on a solicitation that I was able to go by. And from my experience from other proposals that I've submitted, you want to be very transparent when it comes to quoting.
Right.
A lot of times at the end of the solicitation, it says that they're going to give this contract to the person who give them the best price. They don't care about the experience. They care about you telling them that you can do the same service that somebody else can do for a cheaper price.
Right.
Yeah. So me seeing that 249,000, I already knew that typical people are going to go as close as possible to that number.
Right.
You understand? Because it's
Right.
just, I'm going to give an example. It's like if I say I want to rent a room and I'm willing to pay $600, guess what? You probably only wanted two, but if you
You're
say
gonna
you
say
pay $600, I'm going to tell you it costs $600. So
exactly.
I went into it with a little bit more wisdom from my prior experience with submitting certain proposals, and I quoted them 189,000. Now, the laundry company had originally told me that they wanted 125,000 to do it, right? So
Right.
me putting my extra what 60,000 on there for me not to do anything and just manage the work, I was fine with that.
Right.
Right. And then the contracting officer communicated with me probably like a week later, and he granted me the contract.
That's what's up.
Yeah, but then I went back to the laundry company and said, "Listen, we're willing to give you this contract, but we need you to go down to 100,000 because now I have the money." So I
Right.
was able to negotiate the. I was
So you double negotiated. See that? You know what? Actually, because my wife, I told her, this is what I'm getting into, and she was like, and she's like, why can't you do exactly what you kind of explained? Like, okay, once you get awarded, why can you go back to to your sub and like, hey, can you go to this? I'm like, yeah, but you know what? I really don't hear too many people talk about that. And that's a gem right there because I don't really hear a lot of people talk about, hey, once you win, you can even negotiate that even a little bit lower and see if they go with it. And then so now, even though you bid it lower than your competition, you still increase your profit margin by negotiating with your sub a second time. So now, yeah, that's smart.
Yeah, I went back and told them, okay, we're willing to give you the contract, but I'm going to be honest, we're only willing to do 100,000. So could you just make it at that? And they agreed to it. So I wrote up my own personal contract that I
Right.
made them sign agreeing to that for my record, and then reran it. And guess what? They made the government made me have an account with the VA because this was a veteran affair account. And then
Right.
also they made me register in a network called Tungin Network. And Tungin Network is a third party company that you are to submit your invoices
Payments
to.
and all that. Right. Yeah, I mean your
And
invoices. Yeah, yeah.
your invoices, and then they give them to the VA, and then the money is issued out to your account.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. So, and this is a monthly payment. So I had a lot of people asking me, so do you make that 89,000 over 5 years? And I'm like, yeah, you make the 89,000 over 5 years. But see, me, I'm optimistic when it comes to government contracting because I'm submitting three and four proposals at a time.
Right.
So if I can make that 80,000 5 times for 5 years, that's what I'm looking at because it's all about the residual income.
Right.
You know, you're not looking at that one contract. You're looking at 10 like that because
Right.
once you know that you have an award winning proposal, you want to stay in that industry. And you want to
Oh,
win all of the laundry contracts because you know that this proposal got the eyes of a contracting officer.
right, right. That's true. It's like most times they say it's not. You shouldn't go in the government contract trying to hit a home run. You know what I mean? You want to just keep it going, keep it steady. And like you said, if you get multiple like that, that adds up. So that's a 5 year contract. So that's not like 1 year or for that two. So you said that 189 was over 5 years. Okay. I was just trying to make sure.
It was a 5 year contract, yeah. And then I just submitted the same proposal for a contract worth 800,000 for 5 years, and the contract officer just contacted me. So it's like, no, you want to be very optimistic because now that'll be two. You know what
Exactly.
I mean? And
Exactly.
now that's 800,000 over 5 years. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's a larger facility for, I mean, the requirements consist of more work, but
Right.
that's how you're trying to go after it because you just want to get your feet wet a little bit and build the confidence that you need so you can go after the rest of the contract. And if you're going in the game saying you want to hit this $1 million and this $2 million,
Right.
you want the low hanging fruit. Give me
Exactly.
the low hanging fruit. I just want to pick something really quick because you want the residual income coming in. Mandatory deposits from the government every month for the next 5 years. That's what
Yeah.
I'm looking at.
Exactly.
Because
That's what I'm looking for too.
yeah, so that was pretty much my journey. So yeah, I just wanted to be transparent and let people know that yes, government contracting do pay well, but it do consist of a lot of time. And then you need the resources and then you need the confidence to be able to communicate with the companies to even make them jump on board to perform the services without any money. Now,
Right.
this laundry company, they literally send me their invoices at the end of the month. I redo the invoice because I have to put my money on the top and then I submit it, but it runs smoothly. We only speak to each other once a month.
Man, that's that's
Yeah,
that's that's love right there.
they,
So how long have you said you only been in 90 days, right? So how long have you been like that's one thing that people don't talk about, the backside. Like once you after you win the contract,
yeah.
I really don't hear too many people kind of go talk about okay, what was my experience doing that for the first time. So have that I'm assuming that check have hit your account from the government at least once since then, right?
My account, yeah. And then too, I'm glad you asked me that because my first payment didn't come when it was supposed to. Do have to worry about the government being late with payments because like New Year's, Christmas, any government holiday,
Oh,
yeah, they'll have your invoices on their table and you just have to wait. You can't tell them like I need that payment. No, you really just literally have to wait until they make that deposit.
right.
The
So that's
payment,
something. That's a good thing right there. I didn't even think about that. This may be something that in the future you might even want to put in your contract to your sub, saying that payment may be delayed due to holidays, something like that. Just to CYA, what I mean, cover yourself on that. Just to just like you said, that's a little piece of information that a lot of time people don't even talk about when it comes to government contracting.
they don't, and that's one of the big pieces because they were probably late on a payment almost 3 weeks.
Oh
So
man,
yeah, so if you're really anxious for the money, then it'll frustrate you because with the government, they make you do the service before you get paid. So you figure you're already on a net 30, so you're doing 30 days of work for free and
right,
then another almost 30 days, on late payment. So it was almost 2 months. Like,
man.
you know
So,
what
so it's one thing. Let me make it clear for all the listeners. So, it was just in case you didn't know, a net 30 means that it's in your invoice that uh, you're gonna pay the person for the work 30 days after the work is done. So, question I have now, you brought that up. How did your sub take that getting paid? You said 3 weeks later than the original date. Did they give you any, stress about it, or you never know. You know what I'm saying. Sometimes they might be looking for that money.
Yeah.
because they got to pay their employees and whatever.
See, I'm going to be honest with you. I have a little different mentality than a lot of people because I appreciate that sub doing what they did. So even though that payment was late, I paid them out of pocket my money.
Oh, okay.
Nothing to do. You know what I mean? I was just like, the fact that I was able to have that type of favor and they went and performed that duty when it was time for them to get paid, no matter what I needed to do, I made sure they got paid. So they wasn't even affected by
Okay.
the
That's
yeah.
a good move right there. That's another thing they were talking. Like it's good that you even had the funds available. Luckily, it's not like a $1 million contract. I don't know how much you got stacked up, but but the fact that you at least had some funds available to pay the first month or two or whatever you had to pay to cover until you got paid. That's a good
Mhm.
thing people should know. And I feel like this. I'm sorry, and I'm gonna be honest. I feel like if you started any type of business, I don't care if it is government contracting, you should have some little bit of money set aside, because it takes money just to get your LLC and open up this and that. And I always feel like no matter what type of business it is and how simple it is and how whatever, you should try to have something set aside for that. So that's a good idea right there.
Yeah, I gave them the money, so they wasn't affected by it. And then I communicated with the VA and then they ended up giving me specific dates that the deposit was supposed to be there, and even the date that they have in the system, it they release the money on that date, but it don't become available to like 48 hours.
Right,
Seven.
right, right.
So I want you guys to understand that as well, but that's why it's important for you to have multiple contracts because all of that money just hit in different times. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's like it all works out. But I know when you're first starting, that could be a little bit more difficult. But I want you guys to take that into consideration.
Man, that's great. I'm glad you sharing this information. Because to be honest, I'm gonna tell everybody out here how I met you. I met you in an actual Facebook group for government contracting. Dr. Kizzy Parks, right?
Hmm.
Group
Yeah.
GovCon winners, I believe.
Yeah.
And this lady right here was sharing information. I mean, she was actually sharing the actual proposal that she had submitted for a solicitation, and a lot of people were very thankful that that you did that, because a lot of times, like you said, people are scared to share any information with um with everyone, because we all trying to get through the same journey. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, man, this lady's awesome. Yeah, she's out here sharing information, and the fact that what was crazy to me, some people were questioning you because you honestly. I'm gonna be very transparent because you was like, I just won this contract. I hope this motivates everybody else to keep going, which what you did. Because I honestly, I did everything to start, and I'm actually going through my first bid to submit. Hopefully by the next day. I'm just waiting on some subs to get back on me, but get back with me. But it was some motivation to see someone, seeing actual people win, because everything you see, it's kind of hard to believe when you don't, like, is this really? But but the fact to see an actual person win, it was very motivating. So I was glad you was sharing the information. You went on to even share your actual proposal to some people, because a lot of times you get into these groups and courses and everything, they might not share as much as you think they're going to share. So, but I'm glad that you was there to kind of help out.
And I'm glad that you said that. I appreciate your kind words. But, I believe that when you make groups like that, you know, it's really like that's why when I posted the post, it's for motivation. A lot of people, they want to post to just brag, but no, you need to, okay, you won it, so now let's get the information that you have so that other people can win. I probably had about a good 50 people that reached out and I was answering questions for them just via inbox. You know what I
Oh
mean?
man.
Yeah, and not withholding. I gave some people my personal number, and they been texting me every day now, just getting little information that is going to help them close on their contract. So even with, I really think that as a government contractor, people who have found businesses that have already agreed to be a to be a prime and work with you on a contract. I believe that it should be an area where everyone should go and find the list of companies that has already agreed to do government contracting with certain businesses. I think that it should be a resource place where you can go and find that information, so you're not having to get on a phone and communicate with all of these different businesses when people can actually share businesses that they already have contracts with that's open to government contracting. But
Right.
be it as it may, but yeah, I think that the information should just be out there for everybody to be successful. But like I told you, a lot of times just because you have a big gift doesn't mean you have a big heart.
Right.
And a lot of people want to gatekeep on that information.
Yeah, that's true. And I do. I feel a lot of times people do want to gatekeep on the information. Also, I feel like we was talking before we actually hop on this, it's the mindset. I feel like sometimes people don't have the mindset to put in the work too, because sometimes people want everything just handed to them and they don't realize the work. Because you was talking about before how long it takes to read through these solicitations and to reach out to these people, and I feel like it kind of goes back to success in life. With a lot of things, is that a lot of time people want the success, and but they're scared to put in some of the hard work. And it was like someone like you who's actually dedicated, and you said you're only 90 days in, and you already won. You said what, two now, or you,
Yeah, too. And
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 so sometimes people, I mean, and like you said, and I do agree with some people really be just gatekeeping, don't want to share no information. Because I love sharing information with people who are in the room trying to do what we're doing. And like you said, that's the whole point of creating these groups. Because the whole point of creating these groups, you're trying to get like-minded individuals together to accomplish a goal. Just like working out, if you all trying to lose weight, you motivating each other. Hey, let's go to the gym. Let's do this. How many sets you on? That's the whole point of community, or doing things with other people, is to help motivate each other to get to that level.
yeah, so and like you say, it is a mindset, and society shows us how to be distracted.
Right.
And when when you're distracted with everything, when your phone ring, or when you have an email, or when you get an inbox, and you've trained your mind to be distracted, so when you're doing government contracting and you have to sit at a computer for 5, 6, 7 hours and read through documents and actually put together a whole proposal detailed and use your brain and be forward thinking, a lot of people find that being overwhelming because they haven't even exercised their brain in that way. Everything, like the surface, is no deep critical thinking. You know what I mean? So when you go into a field like this, you have to have critical thinking, because now you have to structure your proposal, you have to communicate with people, you have to, put your proposal together. Sometimes I include illustrations. And the proposals that I didn't win, the contracting officer communicated with me and told me that the only reason why I didn't win it is because my price was too high. And a
Right.
lot of times, I don't know if people know that when you don't win a proposal or a contract, they don't communicate with you. You just know you don't have it because they don't tell you nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So even for you to get communication back on the ones that you don't get, and they say, okay, we gave it to someone that was $5,000 cheaper than you. So that means that if that person wouldn't have underbidded you, they would have gave you the contract. So it had nothing to do with your structure of your contract. It just, a lot of times on every solicitation, they evaluate your solicitation based upon the quote. do say include past performance. They do want to know all of that. But at the end of the day, if you put together a proposal and the price is cheaper than another person that's probably been in the business for 50 years, they're going to give it to you. Because I guarantee you, it was people that submitted proposals for the laundry that was in the business way longer than me. But because I quoted, the 189,000, they gave it to me,
Right.
you know so that play a big part, in you submitting your proposal, the price.
Right. So yeah, I agree with you on that because I mean I can't say from experience because I still submit mine, but I feel like out the gate, I feel like you might want to go a little bit lower just to get your name out there, like you said, kind of get in there and have a couple contracts up under your belt. But I wouldn't want to go too low in the sense of, but like with laundry, that was so sweet because the risk is not there. You know what I mean? They've been doing that for, like you said, they got quotes for multiple people. So I think certain industries it's kind of low risk, and like you said, that's pretty low risk because and then you still able to tack that much on top, so you still got a lot of wiggle room just in case you did have to maneuver later. But that's great. But on the 5 years, is that 1 year guaranteed in the next four, or is it guaranteed for the whole five? I know some
Well,
people are going to ask that.
it's guaranteed for 4, and then the 1 year is optional. So
Okay.
basically, performance if they want to keep you. But and for like in my case, like the people at the Cincinnati, it's in Cincinnati, Ohio. It's actually a VA hospital, a VA medical hospital. So the laundromat, use certain solutions that kills COVID and stuff like that. But they love them, and they pick it up. They pick up the laundry Tuesdays and Thursdays, and if the Tuesday and Thursday fall on a federal government holiday, they'll resume the following day. But everything is automatic. Like I don't,
Right.
I literally, this at the beginning of this month, I had to call them and say, you didn't give me your invoice. I need to pay you. Like they're like, oh, we just did, so.
We just
And
been so busy.
but I just was fortunate in that area because I'm sure a lot of people are not like that. But you want to find a company that communicate with
Right.
you, and they're pretty much on automatically. I mean, they're pretty much on automatic, and they're going to do what they're supposed to do. And this is a big laundromat, because this is a franchise. So this laundromat is in multiple states. You know how you'll have a Burger King and it's a franchise, but it's a Burger King in every state. So this laundromat is in different areas of the world. So it's
Right.
not family owned. I mean, I'm pretty sure the family probably bought a part of that franchise, but
Right. I get what you're saying.
you know what I mean? So it's a pretty big laundromat, and they just do what they're supposed to do without me even communicating with them. I gave them the schedule, they pick up, they deliver, and they make sure that the linen is, a okay.
Man,
No,
that's awesome. Cause you negotiate that well. Cause shoot, man, 'cause you used to like 89, man. That's what about 1,500 a month
yeah, and
passively. That's
yeah, that's just passive though, because and sometimes like 2,500 a month, because to be honest with you, they it's really weird because they'll say, okay, 200, I mean 189,000, but it's really based upon the workload that they're picking up. So, if they go and they pick up 200 fitted sheets, 200 cover, 200 queen covers, towels, bath mats. Sometimes 1 month is like a $10,000 month because they're really the invoice.
oh
Yeah, like it's based upon the quantity that you picking up. So you
okay.
never.
So that's a good little insight. So basically, your quote is based off of you pricing it based off of the items that they're
Yeah,
doing, right? So that can fluctuate. So like so basically you're saying, so if they're doing more of one item, your price is basically, I'm just throwing an example. Let's say if it's $10 for a bed sheet, you might
right,
charge them $15,
right.
and
That's
you
what it.
and so if they had a lot of bed sheets, you might make more money that month Okay, I get what you're saying. So it's not just a flat rate. The proposal was based off of so much per item, right? What you saying? Okay,
Yeah,
and you just tack your extra on top.
on top. Yeah. So yeah, it's basically like that. So when they provided this spreadsheet with every piece of item that they needed washed, and you're supposed to charge however much you're going to charge for each item. So so some months they pick up 1,000 items, and I'm charging them $20 an item. You know
Right.
what I mean? For that particular item, or for the sheet, I'm charging them $11. And then for the little towels, the hand towels, I'm charging them $3 for each towel, and they have to wash 100 of those, and then 100 bed sheets, and then 100 towels, 100 pillowcases, 100 that. So now you're doing your price times 100. And now it varies. You could have $5,000 month. Some month I had 7,000. You know what I mean, like that, because it's based upon the work, the increments that
Right.
they.
So how many? What is 3 months in? On how long have you been working this contract?
About 2 months.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, two
Well,
months.
I'm looking at my time. I gotta I gotta end it. I don't want to go too long because I know if I put it out there too long, nobody
No,
gonna
it's
listen to it. No, this new age attention span is short. It's short. So, but yeah, I'm gonna have to definitely get you back on here. I just want to make sure I put something out because, like I said, I'm just starting. Hopefully, I can be successful as you in my first 30 days. But I'm just wanted to bring somebody on the stage just to share your journey in government contracting and being very transparent. Not just a guru or a coach, just someone who's just getting their feet wet and sharing, your thoughts on it. Which I'm very appreciative that you took the time to hop on today.
Oh, no worries. Thank you for having me, and I hope that you be very successful. And thank you for communicating with me.
Yeah, we gonna stay in touch. I'm gonna hit you up when I win my first one and post it too, man. So I appreciate you hopping on. But thank you very much. You
You're
have a good
welcome.
one.